You know what nobody tells you about getting old? It's not the knees, it's not the pills lined up on the bathroom counter every morning. It's not even the funerals, and Lord knows there have been plenty of those. The thing nobody tells you is that some days you feel exactly the same as you did at 34. Same person, same laugh, same stupid sense of humor, just a completely different face in the mirror. My name is Kibo. I turned 75 last March, and today I'm going to tell you the truth about getting old. Not the version they put on greeting cards, the real one. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. My back talks to me now, constantly, like a roommate I never asked for. I get up from the couch and it sounds like someone crumpling a paper bag. I have a doctor for my heart, a doctor for my eyes, a doctor for my joints, and honestly, at this point, I think I need a doctor just to keep track of all my doctors. But here's what I wasn't expecting. You become remarkably efficient about pain. When you're young, a headache ruins your whole day. At 75, you just factor it in. You adapt. You learn to move differently, sleep differently, eat differently. The body slows down, but you don't stop. I still walk every morning, about a mile, mile and a half. Some days it takes me twice as long as it used to, but I go because the day I stop going is the day I start disappearing, and I'm not ready for that. Now, this is the part people don't want to talk about. The losses. I've lost friends, good ones, the kind you could call at 2 in the morning and they pick up, the kind who remembered you when you had hair. I've lost my wife's mother, who I loved like my home. I've lost neighbors, colleagues, 2 of my oldest friends from the neighborhood where I grew up. And that's just the people. There's other losses too. The loss of being the person in the room who has the answer. The loss of feeling invisible, because yes, society does kind of stop looking at you at a certain age, and that's a strange, quiet grief no one prepares you for. The loss of certainty that there's plenty of time left. Grief at this age isn't dramatic. It doesn't always come with crying. Sometimes it's just a Tuesday afternoon where you reach for the phone to call someone who isn't there anymore. And then you set the phone down and you make a cup of tea and you keep going because that's what you do. But here's where I want to stop for a second because this is the part that actually surprised me. Getting old has gifts, real ones. And I don't mean that in a cheesy, inspirational poster kind of way. I mean it seriously. The first gift is this. I have almost zero patience for nonsense anymore. When you're young, you spend an enormous amount of energy worrying about what people think of you, rehearsing conversations, apologizing for taking up space. I wasted decades on that. Now, I say what I mean. I leave parties when I'm tired. I don't explain myself. It's incredibly freeing. The second gift is that small things got enormous. A good cup of coffee in the morning. My granddaughter's laugh. She laughs with her whole body. I don't know if you know anyone like that. The first cold day of autumn. These things used to be background noise. Now they're the whole point. And the third gift, the one I didn't see coming at all, is perspective. When you've lived through enough, you develop this almost unshakable sense of proportion. A bad day is just a bad day. A setback is just a setback. Nothing that's ever happened to me has been the end of the world. And knowing that, really knowing it in your bones, is a kind of peace that I wouldn't trade for anything. If I could reach back and say one thing to my younger self, let's say 40-year-old me, who thought he had everything figured out, it would be this: stop postponing things. Not in a dramatic quit your job and climb Everest way. I mean the small stuff. The phone call you keep meaning to make. The trip you keep saying you'll take when things slow down. The conversation you keep avoiding because it's uncomfortable. Things don't slow down. They speed up. And I would tell him the relationships are the whole thing. Not the promotions, not the house, not any of it. The people, the time spent actually with people, not just around them. I'd also tell him to take care of his knees. Seriously, take care of your knees, people. I'm 75, and I want to be honest with you. I don't know how many good years I have left. None of us do. That used to scare me. It doesn't as much anymore. What I know is this. I woke up this morning. My granddaughter called yesterday and talked for 40 minutes about something that happened at school. I barely understood half of it, but I listened to every word. I had a good cup of coffee. I sat in this chair and watched the light change. That's not nothing. That's actually everything. Growing old is hard, and it's also, if you let it be, kind of beautiful. Not in spite of everything you've lost, but somehow, strangely, because of it. Anyway, that's the truth, at least from where I'm sitting.